Laurel, played by Charlotte Bellamy, has recently broken up with her ex-boyfriend, Jai Sharma, Chris Bisson, on Emmerdale after she discovered he had taken out a significant loan in her name to manage his debts. Following the split, she has been doing her best to distract herself and has thrown herself into work to not think about the devastation her former lover caused her. During Monday's episode of the ITV soap, she had a candid conversation with Mark Charnock, about their relationship, which came to an end 8 years ago. Although he was set to marry Rona Zoe Henry, before he had his stroke, he could be reunited with Laurel if she steps in to help with his care, given how she looked after Laurel Thomas, John Middleton, when he was diagnosed with dementia. The most recent episode of the village-based drama began with Marlon doubting whether he could actually propose to Rona, unaware she was also planning on popping the question to him. Worrying about the state of his previous marriages, having tied the knot 4 times previously, the Wolfpack chef sought some advice from Laurel. "I was planning on proposing to Rona today," he told his ex-wife after she wished him a happy birthday, with Laurel delighted by the news. Disheartened by the prospect of another marriage not working out, he remarked, "You could set up a support group. You don't have to say it, I know I'm a joke." Chelsea, "I'm not exactly a safe bet," he continued, to which his former lover told him, "For someone so bright, you're very silly." "I have never once regretted marrying you," Laurel declared as she tried to boost his spirits, adding she was sure his other wives would feel the same. "I mean, yes, life got it in the way, but that's just the way it is. You're like the definition of optimism," she continued. After Marlon labeled himself the hapless romantic, Laurel added, "You're always leaning forwards, always looking for your happy ever after. No matter what losses you've had. I find that really inspiring," she told the chef, to which he remarked it was a crazy thought she was having. "No, it's not crazy," the mother of 3 replied. Marlon said, "I just don't think I can handle another failed marriage, Laurel," and realizing the chef was still down in the dumps, his ex-wife offered him some more advice. "Don't think of them as failures. They all brought something into your life. Think of it as practice for the 5th and the final," she added. "You've got to live your life, Marlon, as if it's your last day. I mean, what else can we do?" she commented, making reference inadvertently to the stroke he was about to have. With a much-needed pep talk complete, Marlon mustered up the courage to ask Rona to be his 5th wife, which she accepted without any hesitation. By the end of the episode, the atmosphere was very different and the celebration turned to worry and panic when April Windsor, Amelia Flanagan, found her father collapsed on the floor at home. Marlon was rushed to the hospital and Rona was told he was going to have an operation to remove the clot which caused the stroke. With the impact of the stroke affecting one side of his body and his communication, Marlon's partner was told this was going to lead to a huge change in his life. It's been reported the beloved character is now going to go through months if not years of rehabilitation to try and get his life back to normal. Rona and her mother, Mary Goskirk, Louise Jameson, are going to play a big part in helping with his recovery alongside his best friend, Paddy Kirk, Dominic Brunt. However, further on down the line, Laurel could crop into the picture, given how much she clearly still cares for her ex-husband. How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey Steve McDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival, a Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die-hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. Having gone through a similar process with Ashley and having cared for the former vicar before his death, Laurel could be a huge source of support to Rona. As the vet tries to manage being a mother and holding down her job, she could rely on Laurel more to help take care of Marlon. With the husband and wife possibly spending more time together, a new theory by Express. Co.uk suggests this could lead to them developing feelings for one another again. Although Marlon will be nowhere near in the position to act on his feelings, he could recognize everything his ex-wife has been doing for him. Knowing she is the one he wants to be with, will Marlon end things with Rona so he can live out the rest of his life with Laurel? Rona would be heartbroken as she really thought Marlon was the one, but she would know how much Laurel also cares for him. It would be hard for the vet to move on as she was willing to give up everything to care for him following his stroke. With the possibility of Marlon and Laurel's romance being back on the cards, the chef could decide life is too short not to act on his feelings. Therefore, could the former lovers end up renewing their vows as they commit themselves to each other all over again?